Good morning, good morning. Welcome to the most underrated show on YouTube, Breaking News. I spoke to a lot of people overnight. Clove is the next J&J. Clove is looking to take over Johnson & Johnson. You watch this show on a ladder every morning. That's epic. All right. What are the futures doing today? Literally flat. I feel like every morning I say the same thing. We could just repeat that part of the show. We are literally flat. All right. Let's see here. Interesting morning. I'm not talking about Clove. I'm just not doing it. because that's stupid. But I'll talk about Lordstown. Lordstown says they not going to be in business in a year. So let's see here. Startup EV company Lordstown Motors, over just a little bit over in Cleveland, says it may not be in business a year from now as it tries to secure funding for a full start of production of the electric truck. In a regulatory filing on Tuesday, which was delayed, let's see here. Lordstown said it is the 587 million it had on hand on March 31st is not enough for commercial production to begin. Full-size truck. These companies are epic. Somebody said my head is floating. It's because I'm wearing a tank top underneath this. I'm going to the gym to do some Peloton with, what's his name after this? Zach. These conditions raise substantial doubt regarding our ability to continue as a growing concern for a period of at least 1 year. So this company is just epic. Oh my God. I just don't get it. This is my favorite part of the entire story. The $52,500 Endurance, that's the name of their truck, has passed two of the U.S. government's toughest crash tests. It will beat Ford Motors F-150 to the market. I'm sorry, but coming out with one truck and putting it on the market, or 500 trucks and putting it on the market, is not the same as putting out multiple thousands of trucks to the market. So this is kind of like when you find a breaking news story and somebody runs with it and says, I had it first. Well, does it really matter if you had it first if it wasn't correct? Kind of the same concept. It's just incredible. So Lordstown, they were up yesterday. They were not up yesterday. Let's see. It fell close to 16.2%. Fell another 3% in after hours trading. So just be careful with this. Oh boy, this is really something. Okay, what's next? Let's talk about Bitcoin because you want to see it. So Bitcoin falls and it dropped below 32,000. It dropped below 32,000. So Bitcoin's price has slipped amid a brutal sell-off among digital currencies. The reason for this move is unclear. When is the move ever clear? The U.S. officials, however, it may be related to concerns over security of the cryptocurrency after U.S. officials managed to recover most of the ransom paid by hackers that targeted Colonial Pipeline. So I guess the one good thing that Bitcoin has going for it is its security. I mean, it is really incredible that the coin or whatever, the blockchain, I have no idea, cannot be hacked on a grand scale. Maybe it was hacked on a grand scale. I really don't know. The Grand Poobah said that he's bearish on Bitcoin. 417,000 is now his coin price. That's interesting. All right. The money was recovered by a recently launched task force in Washington created as part of the government's response and rise to cyber attacks. Bitcoin accelerated its slide below 32,000 level late Tuesday morning. Yikes. I guess you can go buy the dip. On Monday, U.S. law officials said that they seized $2.3 million in Bitcoin paid to DarkSide, the cyber criminal gang behind crippling cyber attack in Colonial Pipeline. Hey, does anybody know, is this the same group as Anonymous where they won't show their face, but they'll rip on Elon Musk? Please don't spread fake news. All right, I guess I have to say it. Andrew, I was being sarcastic when I said go buy the dip at 32,000. That's sarcasm. All right. That's it for this story. Look, this is like Bitcoin. The story just continues and then it just disappears. It's just gone into thin air. Nothing. All right. Let's see what's next. I don't really want to do anything serious. Oh, this is my favorite story. This is my favorite story of the day. I love this whole saga of Elizabeth Holmes. So I talked about this a little bit in the Discord chat before the show started. Elizabeth Holmes. So she was the founder and brilliant entrepreneur of the company Theranos, which was founded in the not mid 2000s, 2010, 2009, somewhere in that area. And she came up with this scheme that she was going to take one single drop from your finger, like I mean, anybody that's diabetic or has seen diabetics have to take blood, that one little drop, they were going to take that venous blood, and usually you take arterial blood to do blood tests and whatnot, but they were taking venous blood and trying to run tests on and come up with a full complete blood count. So what happened was it became a $10 billion Ponzi scheme, and it was just all fake. The machines didn't work. They raised money from families like the Clintons, Mad Dog Mattis, who was the top general in the military. I mean, if you go and look at the names, there were some very, very big names out there that she raised money from. And it turned out to be the second biggest Ponzi scheme in American history, behind Bernie Madoff. So now she's in the court systems, and everything has got delayed. One, because she got pregnant. Two, because of COVID. So it's just incredible. So the battle over who is going to end up on the jury, that's what's slowing everything down. The federal prosecutors have accused Holmes of gamesmanship because she's trying to come out with these different questionnaires and whatnot to get people on the jury. So Holmes, she's charged with federal wire fraud, conspiracy to commit wire fraud in connection with her failed blood diagnostic company Theranos, which raised more than $700 million from investors and was valued at there's a lot of documentaries that say $10 billion before it imploded under regulatory and legal investigations. Now, if you're interested in this, you should be interested in this. This is really cool. There's an HBO documentary called The Inventor. There's a book, one of the best books I've ever read. I've read it multiple times, called Bad Blood, and a podcast called The Dropout. And I guess there's a Hulu series that's going to be called The Dropout. So go and pay attention to these. They're extremely entertaining, but I talked about that one because I think that's such a fascinating story. Alrighty, let's go to Apple. Apple is encroached. So we talked about this yesterday. What Apple announced on Monday in their keynote. It's pretty incredible. So Apple is encroaching on Facebook's territory like never before with their social features. So one of the coolest things they came out, Apple's encroaching on Zoom also, and Microsoft Teams, and Google Meets. They're really coming out and saying, Apple could be late to the party, could be argued in that regard. But the difference about Apple is that they have billions of devices in people's hands around the world. So they do have a stronghold in that rate. I think I need to turn the sensitivity of my mouse down. My goodness. All right. So coming in September, October, whenever they release their iOS 15, iPhone users are going to be able to hold FaceTime calls with Android and Windows users for the first time. There's something called FaceTime links. So you basically generate a link just like you do with Zoom, and you send it to whomever, and you can talk to them, and it's great. Then there's also a feature called SharePlay, which allows you to hold a FaceTime call and basically share your screen. That's going to be with movies, music, anything, any Apple native app for now. I'm sure it's going to come out to different apps. I'm sure there's going to be like Yelp on there and I don't know what other apps you use. iMessage is getting a boost as well. Yep. Okay. Apple is trying to lay the ground. My goodness. I really need to turn down the sensitivity on this thing. Apple is laying a groundwork for a suite of social features designed to let you do a lot of what you normally do on Instagram and Facebook with more emphasis on privacy. So the big thing that Apple's going for and has been going for a long time against Facebook and WhatsApp and such, well, and Instagram, which is all owned by Facebook, but they're going after privacy. And every time they do a keynote, they go ahead and just emphasize this privacy deal. So Zuckerberg has already said that he considers Apple a major competitor, largely because of apps like FaceTime and iMessage that are pre-installed on more than 1 billion Apple devices around the world. Let's see. And so I don't use Facebook. I'm sure some of you guys will know this. The Apple fanboys that use Facebook, you'll definitely know this. Apple's announcements on Monday prove that you don't need Facebook for a lot of stuff you already do on Facebook. If somebody can explain that to me in the comments, I would love that because I don't understand what that means. Why log into Facebook or Instagram and give up personal data when you can easily share photos, messages? I mean, I guess with this, I look at this, you're basically sharing it with the people that are on your phone call or on your text thread. You're not sharing it with hundreds or thousands of people, depending on how many followers you have on Instagram or Facebook or whatever you call it. But I'm not a big Facebook user. I got rid of Facebook in 2012. All right, we'll do Chipotle. So with all of these rising costs of labor, Chipotle has decided to hike their costs, and they're increasing their menu prices by 4%. This is what's going to happen across the board, without a doubt. They're not going to take the hit on themselves. They're going to pass it on to us, the consumer. So Chipotle has increased menu prices by 4% to cover the cost of rising wages. They reached an average of $15. Oh, they are going to reach an average of $15 an hour by the end of June, along with Starbucks is doing it. What other companies are doing it? There's a lot of companies that are doing this. McDonald's is doing it. Walmart's already done it. Of course, it's different, but it's still going to cost for them. Facebook was horribly negative. Yeah, Facebook was really something. And then let's get into this. So in May, leisure and hospitality jobs added 292,000 jobs, but employment in those fields is still down 2.5 million compared with pre-pandemic levels, according to the Department of Labor. That's a really big number. I've been saying on the show for a long time, we're not going to make a real dent in the employment numbers in this country until we get these restaurants back and going. I mean, there's a lot of restaurants that went out of business during the pandemic. So until we get those back, I believe that restaurants are the biggest hirer in this country, at least in the U.S., for jobs. So that's going to take a very long time to get those going again. But it'll happen. Don't worry. It'll happen. It's just going to take time. The timing of the price hikes coincides with the rising ingredient costs. So now they're battling labor costs and ingredient costs across the restaurant industry. If you guys had any doubt that inflation was not real, inflation is real. Okay, I'm going to show this comment. It's weird, but I'm going to show it. Guac sales are going to plummet. Guac sales are for sure going to plummet, Matt. All right, let's do oil. So oil crosses $70 a barrel. I remember, and Paul will remember this, when we were doing these stay-at-home things back in April of last year, I think it was. Oil prices a barrel of oil was negative $40 a barrel. I think maybe it got to negative 39, but I remember watching it on CNBC, and I was like, this is actually just insane. I didn't think that oil could actually go negative, but it did. So oil is now trading above $70 for the first time in 2.5 years. Another sign that oil has avoided the mini slump hitting other commodities in the past week. Demand is rising and supply is restrained, setting up prolonged periods of strength. So I know I went out and filled my cars the other day, and it was $150. So you're gonna pay more at the pump. And the good thing for us, go invest in some oil companies, make it on the back end. Talk to me in 10 years. Real inflation is actually just wage increases. Oh. Interesting theory. All right. Let's stick with this. U.S. job openings. And this is an interesting one. I actually saw this on multiple places. Quits hit record highs in April. So the U.S. openings have surged nearly 1 million to a record high in April, while most people voluntarily left their employment. Interesting. So job openings, and this story is weird. They get to quits later in the story. Job openings measure of labor demand increased nearly 1 million to 9.3 million on the last day of April, the highest level since the series began in December 2000. Vacancies rose in all 4 regions and were spread across nearly all industries as well as the government sector. Unfilled jobs in the accommodation of food services increased by 349,000 jobs. There were additional 150,000 job openings in that service. Okay. Companies are struggling to find workers, as about 9.3 million are officially unemployed. like I've said multiple times, I think that we are going to have, I think June and July, especially July, really going in August. I think we're going to start seeing a lot of jobs coming back just because of this taking away of the extra unemployment benefits from COVID. I think that'll give it a little bit of a spark because that extra money won't be there. The JOLTS, JOLTS was, where was that JOLTS thing? Let me find the acronym for you. Job openings and labor turnover survey. That's what JOLTS is. Showed 384,000 people voluntarily quit their jobs in April, lifting the total to a record of 4 million. About 106 in retail and 94,000 in professional and business services. The quit rate increased to an all-time high of 2.7 from 2.5 in March. The quit rate is normally viewed by policymakers and economists as a measure of the job market confidence. I really don't understand this. Maybe somebody can explain this. I don't understand. I just don't get how quits assimilate to that. Maybe you quit and your spouse has a good job that they're not going to lose. I have no idea. The last good story that I found, and I'm not usually in favor of this kind of spending and whatever, but we're at this point of spending, so why the hell not? The U.S. Senate passes a sweeping bill to address China and tech threat. It is true. I mean, I told you guys about those chips that China is really. I sent you a video of them. They're coming in hot. So getting this money to give a kickstart to our chip makers and our semiconductor makers, go for it. Let's do it. So the U.S. Senate approved a 68-32 approval and a sweeping legislation package intended to boost the country's ability to compete with Chinese technology. The bipartisan measure authorized $190 billion for provisions to strengthen U.S. technology and research, and would separately approve spending about $50 billion to increase U.S. production and research into semiconductors and telecommunications equipment. I wonder how that's going to work as far as if we're going to put any of those factories in the United States. I mean, labor costs are so high here, but it's going to be interesting. I'm sure that this bill is going to probably pass the House and be signed by the president with this kind of bipartisanship. So this is great. I do think that we need to, it's interesting. It seems like all countries are kind of coming together and recognizing the issue with the chip pricing. With the chip shortage. So it's kind of neat to see everything coming together for that. Okay. Oh, God, Greg. Okay. That's it for the news. Let's see what is happening over here. Let's see if markets moved at all. Markets did not move at all. All right. And this, this meme stuff. Guys, if you want to trade this meme stuff, just day trade it. Learn how to day trade. By the way, Caesar, who is really he's very active in the Discord chat for day trading. He was made an ambassador this morning, so Caesar is a new ambassador. If you have any questions for me and I'm not around to answer them, you can ask Caesar and he can answer in my absence. Smash the like button for me. But when it comes to these meme stocks like Clover and GameStop and AMC, whatever, what have you, go ahead and just day trade them. Do not be in these things overnight. Nobody knows what's going to happen. Yeah, that's that. All right. Clover Health jumps 13%. Yeah, I heard Clover is going to be replacing Johnson & Johnson, which is just epic. I didn't think that Johnson & Johnson could be replaced, but Clover's looking to be the ones to do it. That was sarcasm. Nobody's replacing Johnson & Johnson anytime soon, especially not Clover. Patreon.com/everythingmoney. This is where you find our software. So if you want just the software and access to the Discord, of course, and some discounts, $24 a month gets it for you. All of the Everything Money software. If you want to join the Bid and Ask Nation, it's right here, $68 a month. You get access to me, access to the great group of 500 plus people in the Discord chat, discounts to everything, private live streams, this and that. It's incredible. And then we added a new level, Real Estate 101 with Paul. If you're buying a property that's like $1 million, $500,000, what have you, and you want to consult, I literally would not buy a property without consulting him or somebody at Crossroads Group. Personal, rental, I don't care. $10,000 one time. Paul will analyze the deal with you, and you will not get smoked. More likely than not. ARK is back. ARK is back, baby. All right. Give me some stocks. I'm ready for the flood of ticker symbols. Tell me what you want to see. All right. Wow, prices tripled. I'm low. Yeah, Husky. Prices have tripled, and they're going to keep going up. Why don't we look at this ARKK? Please look at Chewy. When are earnings, Laura? All right, so this is ARK. Let's see what ARK is. Okay. All right, so ARK moves with ARK basically is the market because the market is basically tech. So uptrend right now. I'm sure if we go and look at XLK, it's going to be very similar. I'm going to pull that up next. But look at this volume. I mean, you're up, down, up, down, up, down, way up, way down. This is stupid. You're fighting two major moving averages here, plus your 100-day moving average. I mean, if you want to do this, have at it. I think, let's see, XLK. Why wouldn't you just buy the ETF sector? This thing's way safer than that nonsense that woman comes up with. You have the same kind of volume, but at least it's the S&P ETF. And with this one, you're over all four major moving averages, so you don't have to fight that. You're in the same trend coming up. You're just not as low because it didn't crash as hard. And just wait for a nice engulfing candlestick and go ahead. And you can make some money up to this 144 area. And if the market goes higher, you can definitely go higher with it. So that would be my play, but I'm not a hype dork. All right, Chewy. I liked Chewy. Interesting, Laura. So you're sitting right on top of the 200-day moving average. Now, when are your earnings? What's today's date? Oh, earnings are tomorrow. So be aware of that. Do not be in this thing during earnings if you're trading it. You have a great uptrend. Let it do its thing today. Make sure you're out of it by the end of the day, and see what happens after that. If you don't get any gaps, if things just kind of stay the same, go ahead and move on, and it'll be this could be a good trade for you if things stay where they're at. Felipe, every single day. Let's look at Facebook. We did talk about Facebook this morning. Wow. All right, so I'm going to zoom in here a little bit. So when we talk about everything that's happening in the market, printing money, inflation, this and that, my recommendation, if you want to trade tech stocks long term, is to only be adding to these tech stocks when you're making new all-time highs. So Facebook would be a good example. If you get something like this where you're making a new all-time high, then you can go ahead and buy it. Other than that, with tech, I'm only recommending swing trades right now because tech is going to lead the market. You have a higher chance of staying above an all-time high than you do if the candle price is down here somewhere and you have to break through all of these different resistance levels, if that makes sense. So that's my recommendation for if you're trading any tech. But Facebook, if you get an engulfing candlestick, should be all right. All right. Joined the Patreon last night. Thank you, Eric. Welcome. Target. I like Target. Well, I actually don't like Target stores because I don't like that, but they have good stuff. I just don't like going to them. All right. This actually looks pretty good. You're way, way up there on your stochastic, making new all-time highs. Hey, who said this? Greystone. If you get an engulfing candlestick, you should be good. You're just facing a little resistance here, and it's not very much. Volume is pretty consistent throughout, except for this big spike. I'm sure that was definitely earnings because your next earnings date is in August. So you're looking good on this one. If you're in it, stick with it. I like it. Alphabet, we can do Google. Let's see what Google's looking like. Google, same thing. So these tech stocks, guys, if you want to trade these tech stocks and they're making new all-time highs, go for it. I do not have an issue with that. I think you're safe as long as you continue to keep getting that good volume in there. And that, read. I like what I like. Leave me alone. No, I don't. I do not enjoy going to any stores. I do not think it's fun. Oxy. I like shopping online and staying in my house and getting it delivered the next day. All right. With Oxy, this is interesting because you're going to get major moves on this. Like you can see that you get a lot of big candlestick swings. Now the good thing about this is it's intraday, so you can play a lot of stops. That is the good news for you. So if you are trading this, make sure you're using stops. And hey, if you get an engulfing candlestick to the top side, go for it. I mean, you're still looking okay. You're a little late to the party if you're not in it yet. But if you want to do it, you can do it over here, or the smarter decision would be to do it over here on a swing trading chart. And yesterday, we created a great we added so many different features to the Discord chat. Let me see which new chats we added. We added, just to break it down even more, we added a tracker share channel, a swing trading channel, a shorting channel, an options channel, a value channel, Mo's dog stocks channel. So this thing is broken down really well. And anywhere that you need to go to find out about a trade. So if you want to learn how to or get help on swing trading this, go to that channel and they got you. All right. I understand, Trader Mo, going to physical stores is terrible. Thank you, Jonathan. I do agree with you. CPI data tomorrow. Tech stocks may crash. We'll see. Tech stocks could also go up and we'll all be like, hey, what happened? AMKR. I have noticed over the past couple of years, actually like the past 5 years, I do not believe that anything, whether it's when they say it's baked in already, it's not baked in, I don't believe it. I do not believe that things are baked in. And even if they are baked in, you're still going to get that dramatic reaction. So AMKR, man, who found this? Shouldn't you be on Millionaire Matchmaker? I've told Paul that he needs to go see Patty. Patty Stanger's legit. I've watched every single episode. All right, AMKR. For somebody that's in the Bid and Ask Nation, please put AMKR and tag me. I want to do something with this. I like where it's going. Great engulfing candlesticks. If I get one more today, I will be a very happy boy. Overall of our major moving averages, pretty decent volume coming in. Oh, baby. When's earnings? 7:26. All right. Let me just check to see if it's a 50%er. All right. Somebody tag me. Reed, don't make fun of Patty Stanger. She's the best. Somebody did ask me for Geo earlier. She'll get you some quality, ladies. What a great show that was. I used to, back when I was bodybuilding back in the day, I used to jump on the treadmill and I would throw on the Millionaire Matchmaker and do stairs. I would just walk up hundreds of flights of stairs and watch Patty set up these millionaires. All right. So remember guys, this was the dividend trap company. They gapped down this morning. They gapped up. I don't know what they announced, but it gapped up. So if you were in this, or if you were in this, take your profits. You consider yourself lucky. This thing's absolutely going to pull back, no doubt. And then you can go and do something from there. So, all right, let's see here. But this stock is banging. All right, the market's open. So I don't know. That's it. Okay, so guys, if you want to, by the way, follow me on Instagram. I'm at like 491 followers. I want to get 9 more because I want to get to 500. Let me check this. I'm sure this is riveting for you. I need 7 more followers. Follow me on Instagram, TraderMo_EM. Trader Mo _EM. And that's that. So you guys have a great day. Cloves up 26%. Watch out, J&J. Amen, bro. You guys have an awesome day. I will see you guys tomorrow morning. And then tomorrow, if you are in the top tiers, you will get a private Patreon-only live stream for you. You guys have a wonderful day. Good luck trading. Smash the like button on your way out. Peace. Thank you.